Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again. Time of the month.
You know you missed us.
Yep. TRD Pro Bros. When you know, because it's totally pro. Episode 5, it's super at SEMA. For you SEMA lovers, this podcast is going to be all about you, right? I'm MJ40. I just changed my name because my gamer tagline's MJ40. But I'm Pro Bro 1. We got A-List Andrew.
My name is not as cool as MJ40. I'm pretty jealous about that, especially after our Land Cruiser talk. It's gonna take a while for me to get over this.
Yeah, after that Land Cruiser thing, I kind of thought about it because 40s where it all began, right?
I know.
Right?
And they have a J. And they have a J.
Yeah. But Pro Bro 2, A-List Andrew, we're going to focus on the SEMA show, and it's dedicated to our friend Brian Landauer at Findlay Flagstaff Toyota. He's the general manager. We even made a little sign for you, Brian. We heart Brian, Team Toyota. We're going to miss you, brother. But the one thing I wanted to kind of put some time on Brian is, and this is for all of our listeners, right? It matters how you treat people. And Brian, to me, and I know you feel the same way, when you interact with him, he represents the Toyota way, respect for people. Every time you're around him, he makes you feel like you're front and center on the stage and you're the most important person he's talking to. And I always learned something from him. And the last time I was with him, I was up in Fort Collins. We're doing the Overland Expo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Overland Expo.
And the way he was talking to me and the way I was communicating with him, he reminded me of Theodore Roosevelt. He said, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. Every time I've been around him, and all of our reps in the office, I know Andrew feels the same way, you feel like you matter when he's talking to you. And it's a huge gift that you've got, Brian. So we love you. And again, we heart Brian. So what do you think?
I mean, the one thing I want to add to that is that it's not just, obviously we're kind of all coworkers, so like you should treat each other with respect. But seeing him at Overland Expo and his team, how that proliferates, how they treat other people and customers, it's the same.
Yeah.
And that's what's important. It's not like, oh, there's my Toyota rep, like straighten up, that's just how they are.
Yeah.
And so that proliferates to the team and that proliferates to the community, and it's noticeable, and that's why they have the reputation that they have. And joining and participating in those events long before Toyota headquarters ever did just goes to show like they're involved.
Yeah.
And you can feel it.
And it's cool too, because obviously we're a show about accessories, we're a show about TRD, but when I think about Brian on the AAP catalog, I think about Kurgo. Because you go to his office, he has this wonderful dog sitting right there. And when we go out in the showroom, he's got his dog with him. Kurgo, what are Kurgo?
Kurgo makes all like harnesses and walk things and
tents for the back of your car.
Everything is all like dog related. It's all accessories to help your pet enjoy the ride in your vehicle.
And no pun intended, Brian. Kurgo more into how awesome you are. But we got to move on in the podcast. But we just want to give you a heart for being rad.
That's right.
Totally rad, dude. TRD. So it's super when you're at SEMA, because what you really look at when you're at SEMA is this personalization. Every vehicle is unique. Every vehicle is different because people look at their vehicles differently when they drive them, when they build them, and when they personalize them. So it is kind of Christmas everywhere. Right? It doesn't even matter if it's summertime.
It's crazy. This is where hopes and dreams are made.
Yes.
Or they're planned out.
Yeah.
Most of it is like unattainable for budgets for most people, but you're like, I never even dreamed that this could happen.
And it is one of the largest shows in the world.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Probably the largest for transportation. When you look at vehicles that you drive, it's pretty much the biggest.
Yeah.
What I loved about it, because I got to get nerdy with you and go History Channel, but I love going back because I grew up I was born in 1971, and my dad was a tuner. He loved racing at Vera. Vintage Auto Racing Association, I think it was called. We used to go to Riverside and all these tracks, and he'd soup up Vegas. Remember Vega wagons? He made that thing so fast. But it
took a lot of love, huh?
It did, right? But back then, you had in Southern California this tuner environment.
Yeah.
Fast and the Furious, those movies kind of touch upon it, but it was very heavy in the early 60s all the way through the 70s.
This was pre-carb and all general regulation in the state.
Exactly. But if you wanted talent, Southern California was the place to go for tuning.
Yeah.
And you can see it when you look at Shelby. Shelby built all their vehicles in Southern California because they could just go on the street and say, hey, you want to work for us? Because they were everywhere, right? You were either surfing or you were turning wrenches, right? So the original SEMA was a Speed Equipment Manufacturing Association. So it was all designed on speed. Now, if you remember our previous podcast, when we talked about Tosco Toyota, that was the racing corner of Toyota that eventually became TRD. That was born in 57. So and it was in Southern California. So this whole tuning aspect of being in Southern California permeated through SEMA, which is pretty rad.
Crazy.
Yeah. We like to call it Tunerville.
That's right. That's right.
You know?
And what's funny is like you go to SEMA now and there's some things that are, about speed, but the vast majority has nothing to do with going fast.
No. It's about looking good.
That's right.
And camping.
That's right.
Yeah. What'd you call it? Glamping?
Glamping,
yeah. So modifying vehicles to make them fast, that was all what it was all about. And it's ironic because I still can't figure this out, but some information I got was for you Dodger fans, like my bestie John Potts, the first show was held in 67 in the basement of the Dodger Stadium. I'd love to see that. Like, how big is that basement?
I know. I don't think anyone's ever seen pictures of this said basement.
Yeah. Like, and is it still there?
Right.
But they were able to fit 98 manufacturers and 3,000 people attended. Today, when we were there in Vegas this year, 160,000 people they're estimating?
Many people.
Yeah, you couldn't walk without crowds everywhere.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it has grown to the largest Las Vegas conference. And what's so cool is I was doing a little, throw out to our friend Jack Porat in New York region, right? He's Turkish. SEMA means sky, which the vastness of the heavens. And I kind of like that because when you look at personalization accessories, the sky's the limit.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
And people are trying to make their dream ride.
Yeah. And when you're a TRD Pro Bro, hey, we're all down with that. Let's sky this.
Accessorize the heck out of it.
Yes. Heck yeah. So when we look at a Yahoo Finance, it was a July article, they were showing that the 2024 accessory market was about 208 billion. They estimated to go up to 355 billion by 2033. Right? And these numbers, when you look at it, when I've looked at the last 5 years, it ebb and flows. The bottom line is it's Turkish. It is going to the sky.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
The customer demand for personalization is only growing.
And I think that's why this event continues to move on. So this event, the majority of the days are only for industry professionals. So you can't be a regular guy off the street and go see this show. You'll see pictures of it because everyone is, creating content and taking pictures and sharing it on their pages. So you'll see it, but you aren't going there in person except for the very last day is your opportunity. So its original purpose is to be sharing within manufacturers to show opportunity for you to utilize other people's modifications and engineering skills within your own company. Yeah. So to me, it's wild that it's so big and that's not even open to the public. Like that's only to the industry, and that's how many people are showing up.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And what's so crazy is every car is awesome. And I hate to say it because we're Toyota boys, but I saw a Supra that was amazing. All carbon fiber. Remember the one outside on the north lot? It was amazing. So in one nutshell, because I know you're all about the tuning in an off-road sense.
Yeah.
Right? You're not going to be like, and do that quarter mile.
Right.
But that quarter mile and 4 low.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's gonna ride nice.
Yeah, with your 10 up top. So in one word, what does SEMA mean to you?
I would say inspiration, right? I can't afford to do a carbon fiber Supra, right? But walking around and seeing all of these random booths with brand new Land Cruiser 250 series in them as their build is inspirational to me. And it shows these different things that, hey, I didn't think about setting it up that way. I didn't think about adding this item and what kind of ease does that add into the usability. So for me, it's a place where I can gather ideas and understanding and pick and choose then what items would be useful to me.
Yeah, that's rad. The word that come to mind to me is creativity and energy.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you just see so much creativity in the way they build their vehicles out and the energy of what are you going to do with it? Is it just for show? or are you going to go do something rad with it?
Yeah. There's
Right.
definitely ones they talk about like, oh, it's got a Bluetooth drive shaft, right? They just hustled this thing out, painted it nice. It's totally not functional. It has no front drive shaft. But then there's other vehicle builds that they are to the T a performance vehicle. And they're all in the same place. So that's where you get all different types of enthusiasts there, and different aspects of the industry. But there is opportunity for you to see. I mean, there's this company, it's called Ronin. They produce, there's 10 of them that they've made. They're a Nissan 280Z, and it's full carbon, ground up. Everything is custom made, and it's a brand new car, like the whole car, brand new. It's
Wow.
got this V8 engine in it, and it's just like, that is a true performance capable vehicle. It's not just something somebody slapped together, right?
Yeah. Is that like a Vin Diesel? We live life a quarter mile at a time.
Right. Yeah, that car is all about family.
All about. That's awesome. So while we were there, kind of cruising around, we ran into one of our Toyota teammates. Who did we run into?
Marcus
Marcus
Umlauf.
Yeah, he's the general manager of Toyota, and ironically, he's on the SEMA board of directors. What do we like about Marcus the most?
Oh man, there's so many things. Most people will say his accent, right?
Yeah.
Who doesn't love a good Australian accent?
Yeah, he's an Aussie. He's rad.
But he also knows what's going on.
Yeah, he does.
That's why he's on the board.
Yeah.
Not because of his accent or anything else. It's because he has been in that world. He's participated in the trucks. And it's great to have someone who knows about Toyota trucks, their lineage, their capability, Land Cruisers. That's the kind of person we want in that position. Now, does he drive an international scout? Yes, and we'll get to that at a later time. But he has a lot of history with Land Cruisers and what that heritage is, and that's the kind of advocate we want within our company.
Yeah, and he's a great person too, and that makes all the difference, right? Really humble, very approachable. Let's cut over to Marcus and see what he had to say about SEMA.
SEMA is this just crazy amalgamation of everything that is cool about our industry. So it's the passion just dialed up to 11. And I think when you see all that come together, it's not just the products that you see, but it's all the people that you see there as well. It's all these passionate people that come, not just from the US, but around the world, who say, look, I want to do really cool stuff with my cars, my trucks, my sports cars. It could be old, it could be new. And I think just seeing that ingenuity is just so cool, just to see the passion that's alive in our industry. And things keep changing. People sort of, some of the naysayers say, hey, the industry's doomed. I mean, we're going to go electrification, everyone's going to drive a white box. It's not true, because people are passionate about what their car, their truck represents and what it does. I'm just super excited. You come here, just the energy and the passion is just super cool. Look, from a product side, it's really important to know what people are doing, not just now, but also in the future. And SEMA is a really cool indicator as to what's coming and when. So it's if we can see the trends, we can see whether it's wheels, whether it's tires, how people accessorize their vehicles. It's not just how they're personalized, but what are the themes that are coming into the cars and trucks and sports cars themselves. And so the more we can see what's coming, the more we can anticipate it, and we can make sure our future product is going to be really cool for the customers.
All right, man. Thanks, Marcus. That's some good information. He looks good in that suit, I think. Yeah.
Sharp.
Yeah, he's a sharp cookie. So we've got every podcast we do, we got to have an A-list. We gave it a little bit, right, in the beginning, but we actually ranked out. We got to get an A-list top 5 for SEMA. It was hard for you to do.
It is.
But we're going to ask Andrew, what is your top 5 SEMA accessories?
Okay, so this is difficult, and I'm gonna preface this with, this is top 5 in no particular order. Okay, this is just a group rating. We'll start with Old Man Emu, because we're now seeing those on our vehicles from production with our Trail Hunter, which is amazing. Old Man Emu, well known for suspension. If you're looking at full aftermarket, they have the BP51, really well designed shocks with internal bypasses. Really cool stuff. And a sub item I want to put on here is Old Man Emu is owned by ARB. ARB owns some other brands. One of those brands is called Nacho Lights. And everything they do is related to nachos. And the guy that's running it, his business card literally says Chief Queso Connoisseur.
So if I put cheese on our nachos, can I say that's nacho cheese?
That's exactly right. And if you come over to my truck and try and take the light, I'm going to say that's Nacho Light.
So it's all about salsa.
It's
and
all about
cheese
salsa and cheese and chips. They have like a little chip guy on the side of it.
So if you put Old Man Emu on the 4Runner Surf, The one we saw at SEMA.
Yeah.
It'd almost be a perfect combination with surfboards.
I know.
And
the
you need
whole
some
package.
cerveza.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right. A cooler. Which brings me to my next item. Dometic. They make really nice stuff. They've been killing it in the refrigerator game for a long time, but they just released their CFX5, which is their coolers were already incredibly efficient, and they found a way to take it to the next level. So they're literally using vacuum to help with insulation in the cooler, right? You talk about your Stanley, your thermos, that thing that you can leave ice in there and it's still cold for a day. That is what they're putting into the insulation panels for their cooler. So taking the efficiency to the next level. So that's my top pick from Dometic. Super cool. I cannot wait to see. I just want to like watch the battery. Like, oh, look at how little it went down.
Yeah, right?
Okay, number 3 is Yakima. We've been partners with Yakima for a while. You guys have had them in your dealers for a long time. But something that I really like from Yakima that's been a recent thing is their modular rear drawers. Really, really nice design, simplistic look, and they're easily removable, so it doesn't have to be permanently mounted in your vehicle, and they can actually fit in a multiple aspects of our different vehicles. So that is one that's a high on my list from Dometic. Really cool, innovative idea that's coming out of their research and development. Number 4 is ARB. I know we kind of touched on them, but ARB specifically released their Land Cruiser 250 front bull bar. I think it looks sharp. It's very Australian market styling, but with the right vehicle design, I think they pair very well. There are certain models of our vehicles that I don't particularly like a bull bar with the big brush guard on it, but the new Land Cruiser and the ARB bumper, I think is a really nice combination, and they had it on display. Really cool to look at.
I think that'd be Marcus Umlauf's favorite.
Oh, yeah.
The Aussie bull bar.
We could probably get him out of his international scout for that.
Yeah, and there's no bull with that statement.
That's no bull.
No bull.
And if there was a bull, I'd push it out of the way.
Yeah.
And the last one is going to be Rigid. So I am all about high performance lights and seeing well at nighttime and having what I need illuminated and illuminated well. Rigid always brings something nice, and that's why we put them standard in our Land Cruiser grade vehicles with our dual light, amber and white lighting in there. So that's my top 5. Again, no particular order. They're all benefits in different ways, but just some really cool quality, well thought out stuff that I appreciate that instead of just kind of halfway producing something and hopefully it sticks.
Yeah. And keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, the accessories we saw were so amazing. So when Andrew gives his A-list, this is the stuff he likes at the top, the stuff that really sparked him. Like, wow, that is amazing.
Yeah.
Right?
Like I can see myself using that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that doesn't mean that the rest of their stuff is way far below top 5. I just have to cut off the list somewhere.
Yeah.
All right. So speaking of which, we were able to interview with Curbside. Not when I say we, it's the royal we. Curbside was able to interview someone from Yakima. Let's check out that Curbside interview right now.
Let's go, Curbside.
Hey, Curbside Keller here, strolling through SEMA, stopping by Yakima, one of our great friends here. And I ran into a new friend, Joel, here. Joel, Yakima has been one of our longest third-party partnerships. We went from minimal Yakima just a handful of years ago. Now, any Toyota dealership has a direct connection with you guys. How's that working for you, and where do you see it going in the future?
Yeah, I appreciate the question. Partnership's been great for us. On our side, we just see so much alignment between the Toyota consumer and the Yakima consumer. And we've seen this shift from more outdoor-centric consumers to being more automotive-centric. And they're kind of intersecting at the dealership. So when we think about the consumer journey map and how people shop, there's certain things that makes them buy racks. They have a baby, they go to college, they buy a new car. That's the perfect opportunity. Or they start a new activity. So we want to catch those consumers at that point of, we just bought a new car, we want to roll it into the loan, we want to amortize it, we want to take care of all that systematic flow that you guys already have going, and then get them to their next adventure doing the things that they love best.
I can't help but notice I have seen that in the innovation of Yakima. You're not the roof rack, bike rack guys anymore with a little sprinkling of tents. I see a lot more lifestyle. It's not just outdoor, it's lifestyle. It's what works best for you, storage solutions, camping solutions, all kinds of stuff. Appreciate your innovation and working together with our customers. Nice time with you, Joel.
Cheers.
Go.
We love Yakima. Thank you, Curbside, for getting that. That was a great interview. Joel, he is the brand VP of marketing for Yakima. Really sharp guy. Again, when we talk about people who are connected with what's going on and what's with their product, it was really nice that we caught him. We just picked somebody who was there and we picked the right guy. Curbside, thank you for getting that information. We also have a couple more interviews that we sixed Curbside on. So we're going to head over to those. One of those is our friend Don Miller from headquarters in our accessories group. And the other one is one of our favorite GMs down in Colorado Springs.
Keller here, coming to you from SEMA. Been out here a couple days, walking around, seeing some awesome shiny cars, lots of accessories, just a great time. Happened to run into longtime friend of the region, Don Miller, Senior Manager, Toyota Parts and Accessories. So Don, why is Toyota at SEMA?
Oh, SEMA is a great place for a brand like Toyota because we have a vehicle for everybody. We've got, but yet our dependable quality, high performance vehicles need great accessories so people can personalize it to themselves. If you walk around in the display, you're going to see every single booth has accessories that make the car stand out from everyone else. It's a camping scene, it's the beach scene, it's the tailgating scene. There's you can imagine every car you look at what you and your family might be doing with those vehicles. So I actually found out for the first time while I was here what SEMA actually stands for. SEMA stands for seemingly everyone makes accessories. That's what SEMA stands for, because when you walk around this place, I'm telling you, everywhere there's accessories, but we have to put it through the Toyota filter and make sure they're quality, dependable, reliable, and safe. So that's why we're here.
Understandable, and I have seen a lot of cool Toyotas. You are right about everybody makes accessories, and they can definitely make it mild to wild, rock crawler to mall crawler, whatever your wallet or imagination wants to go. Thanks for your time, Don.
Absolutely, thank
Keller
you.
back. We just got back from SEMA. We got to see Fantasyland. Now we're going to break that down. What's it real? What's it here with the dealership? Made a little trip down to Colorado Springs. Our friend Dylan. What does SEMA translate to the dealer?
SEMA is what SEMA is to me is it's an untapped market that clearly everyone wants cool stuff for their cars and trucks. So for us, it's kind of like, SEMA, it could be our dealership every single day, but we have to make it that way. So when we see people come in for service, for example, where they're all accessorized, and I think one of the things for me is there's a real opportunity out there for dealers to get more involved up front to help these customers just accessorize their car right off the bat.
Footage. You sass an MJ40. High five to that. Love that. Always give him a hard time. That shows you the start. Looks like we just got the Land Cruiser here. Where are you going with accessories in the future? Where are you going with accessories 2025?
Well, like I said, so we've noticed that a lot of our customers, especially being in a mountain town, they're coming in for service and they've got everything all decked out. So for us, we were like, if they're going to buy a car from us and then go home and immediately shop online, like we need to let them know that we can do it here. So one of the things that we've been doing and will continue to do is we started just decking out some cars and trucks just on our show floor to show people that like they should and can do that right here with us. They can finance it into a car deal. Like they're going to do it anyways. So we figured we'd just like deck out some cars. So we put a bunch of cars out with like wheels and tires and lift kits and roof racks. And it's interesting because like it's hard. Like I've got one out there right now. It will likely sell later today. But it's cool. And I think a lot of people don't understand that, when we sell accessories at the dealer, they always think it's going to be more expensive. A lot of times it's not. And when you go to SEMA, there's just people want to accessorize everything. So at SEMA, they have cup holder inserts that people are like, oh, I want to do that. They want to differentiate. So when we do that right off the bat and we show that on our show floor, I think it gets people thinking like, wait, so I could get the truck of my dreams and drive away and I don't need to wait for shipping. I don't need to find somebody to install it. Like it's just already done or it could be done quickly with us. So we took that approach. We've had a ton of fun with it. And so when we sell one of these cars or trucks that have a bunch of accessories on, not only is it fun and the customer loves it, but whoever sells that vehicle, they get to build the next one. So we've tried to incorporate it with our team to like make accessories important. And I think that's an opportunity a lot of dealers just kind of miss is they're so focused on selling the car and we think purchase price is so high right off the bat. But what we're not realizing is like people make this purchase with us and they go home like straight to another site or Amazon or whatever, and they want to do something to that car. So when we just are getting out in front of them and showing them like, hey, we can do that for you right now today, I think it makes a big impact. And our staff really likes it too because they want to build the next car.
I think that's super cool leadership. I love how you're planting the seed of an accessory culture. You planted it a little while ago with those first ones, and then you're seeing them grow. You're seeing them grow. You're seeing them become interested. They're seeing it, and they're selling it this weekend, and they're ready to build the next one. That's so awesome. We appreciate that. I work for Toyota. We talk about accessorizing new cars, but there's a whole bunch of rolling Toyotas out there, second, third owners that I notice are accessorized too. I heard rumors that you even bought a little bit older Tacoma and you tricked it out. Tell me about that story on a used car.
Yeah, so I bought a third gen. It's a 2021 Tacoma Sport. Ironically, we just built out a 24 fourth gen Tacoma in the solar octane. It looks awesome. And we did bed rack, we did rock sliders, we did wheels and tires. It's really well
Full
done.
package.
Oh, it's ready to go. So selfishly, I put some Method wheels on because I wanted to see how they looked. And the second we had that car on the show floor, everyone's jaws were dropping. Everybody loved it. And so even I turned around and I went to our parts department and I said, hey, order me those wheels for my truck. Let's get them on there. And I proceeded to do suspension, wheels and tires, and like real rock sliders. I had tube steps before. And after seeing the 24 Tacoma, I was like, hey, I need my poser status to go really, really high now. So I got the rock sliders on there and I totally love it. And it's encouraged me to get out on the trails even more now too. So it's totally worth it. It's a lot of fun.
I love that. I mean, my little slogan is mild to wild, mall crawler to rock crawler, whatever your budget or imagination can afford. Obviously, somewhere in those few words met you and met your new Tacoma, and I love that you tricked it out. They don't have to be shiny new. We still sell parts. Lots of them. Thanks for accessorizing.
Right on curbside.
Cool.
Keller, thank you for the great interview with Dylan Page. We always appreciate his input. Someone who, again, is connected with his customers and connected with his community and treating people with respect. And it really shows in their performance and the interactions that we have with them.
Yeah. And the cool thing is he is a total TRD Pro Brochacho. That's like honorary, like Brian at Flagstaff, right?
Yeah.
They're brochachos.
Yeah.
We also like the fact that Dylan likes specialized bikes.
Oh, yeah.
But we don't like the fact that he's way faster than us.
100%. I like to see the bike that he has. I don't want to ride next to the bike that he has.
Like if I get an electric S-Works,
Yeah.
then I could maybe be ahead of him.
Right.
But until that happens, I'm just going to get a bungee cord.
I'm going to pitch a bungee cord to help with his training, and I will just chill behind.
Yeah, we'll just appreciate that he's a little Lambo doors up when he's climbing.
It just kind of feels like we've got a really good teammate because I wouldn't ride anything other than Specialized. So you're like, yeah, he is a good guy and he rides the same that I would ride. So I feel like we're all on the same team, you know?
Yeah. You know, S-Works is like TRD.
That's right.
Right? They just don't market it. Right? They build it, they don't market it. But TRD, thankfully, we market it. Our customers like it. And we have that kind of cachet of high-end quality parts. Right. You buy TRD, you put it on our Toyota vehicles. Not only is it warranted, it fits to the exact specifications. And it's going to be awesome. So it's going to make you feel awesome.
Yeah.
Right?
And it's going to look awesome. All right, so MJ40, did we get any extra videos from Dylan? I know we got an interview, but
I was calling him out. Saying, Dylan, what do you got, man? It's like MIT, demonstrate or die. And he met the challenge. He's like, oh, yeah? How do you like this, MJ? Boom. Let's go look at this.
All right, let's check it out then. You still have it?
Yeah.
All right, let's watch it.
Yo, MJ. Thanks for the video, man. But, we're not super into, customizing cars or anything. So I don't know, man. I've been thinking about it and, sorry about that. My phone kicked out. But anyways, so yeah, we were thinking maybe about doing a different kind of build. We should probably
be able to help you out, though. So don't worry about it. We got you.
Okay, so before we wrap up this podcast, I'm holding a Forerunner sticker that Andrew got me. Just as a token of pure awesomeness,
And
right?
appreciation.
And appreciation, because this is just such a rad one. This is next gen, 25,
Yes. Oh,
right?
yeah.
25 Forerunner.
Our 6th generation.
But we do want to thank, in that pure awesomeness, the people that participated in this podcast, Marcus and the Toyota Truck Division, for his time in SEMA, because I know he was a very busy person. He had to go to a board meeting. Plus, he has a TRD, totally rad accent, right? But it's a dude accent, so we have to say TRD.
That's right.
TRDA, totally rad dude accent. Don Miller at Toyota Accessories at our headquarters. Thank you for that interview. Awesome person. One thing that people don't know about Don? He loves hugs.
We want to say, give a shout out to Joel Grabenstein with Yakima. Really appreciate your insight and taking the time to give us some more info about your company and its direction. And lastly, but not least, Dylan Page, the one and only Specialized rider who also likes accessories and Toyota.
Yeah, that's just like, that fills our heart.
That's right.
Right?
I'm complete now.
He's like my friend John Potts, right?
So final thoughts on SEMA, really cool, inspirational show. The sky is the limit. The budgets are incredible. The builds are really cool. There's some things you got to sift through, like the tire section. There's a lot of tires in there, and that gets old real quick. But if you're looking for who is commanding in that event, look at the vehicles that people are using for platforms, and you'll see that Toyota is by far the most frequent one in there. And thankfully, we saw a lot of new Land Cruisers in there, which shows you how proud and unique people think that vehicle is, that they are willing to choose that for their platform to show off their technology and modifications.
Well, and it's funny too, and we'll have Keller show this, but I love that Land Cruiser display because it reminded me of the early days of the Forerunner.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Convertible, kind of like quasi-convertible.
Yes.
Removable top.
I used to have one of those, and I did love it.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Hopefully we build them. That's what we're hoping for.
I won't hold my breath.
Yeah. But it's good to at least see the concept.
That's exactly right. We can dream.
But as the TRD Pro Bros, we want to thank you for tuning in again to our December podcast. Please like and follow, comment, share. Look, we even got a sign for you on that.
Exactly right.
Should we put Yakima next to that? Yeah. Please do that. Why? Because when you know the accessory show.
That's I can't even top that. That's it.
TRD Pro is the glow. It's all about TRD Pro Bros. Can I rhyme anymore?
That's
Am
right.
I like Dr. Seuss right now?
This one has been about the SEMA show.
Yeah. So let's do a heart for all of our audience, for SEMA and for Yakima. And oh hey, one more hit for Brian Landauer. We love you, brother.
We'll miss you.
We'll miss you.